The other day I was talking to a client and they asked me, what is it that's so great about Roseville? Now, for context, we were talking about the different options that they have to choose from. They were talking about, do we want to live in Folsom? Do we want to live in Rocklin? Do we want to live in Roseville? Do we want to live in Granite Bay? Where should we settle in with our family? And ultimately, it really boils down to personal preference and the lifestyle that you want to live. But after having a conversation with these clients, I came to realize that there's about 5 or 6 consistent things that I'm often talking about when it comes to why I personally think Roseville is the best choice, why I love living in Roseville. Now, when I was talking to these clients, we were very cautious about the cost of living. That was important to them, and I talked about the differences between living in, Rocklin and Folsom and Granite Bay versus living in Roseville. And one of the primary factors, something that you may know if you've already researched this area, is that Roseville has its own electric utility service. So the cost of living is significantly lower because the cost of Roseville Electric versus the cost of PG&E Electric is grossly different. For example, if you have a 3,000 square foot home, to power that 3,000 square foot home in the peak summer months to keep it cool in Roseville is going to be somewhere around like $250 for your electric bill. Versus if you were to have that same 3,000 square foot home in PG&E and you didn't have solar or some sort of thing to offset that cost, you're going to be looking at closer to like $450, $500 in your electric bill. So one of the things that I love about Roseville is it is more cost effective. And that doesn't just translate to the monthly utility bills, but that's also the amount of home that you can get in comparison to like Rocklin, Granite Bay, and Folsom. Another thing I love about Roseville is the security that it offers. Roseville PD, in my experience, has been phenomenal, and my family lives here. My grandparents and my extended family live here, and I can tell you that we have a general sense of well-being and safety due to the city being so safe. Another thing I love is that there's a ton of stuff to do here. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to complain about there's nothing to do, and kids these days, and even adults, have a ton of opportunity to stay here in Roseville and find entertainment. There's Sunsplash for the kids, there's movie theaters, there's bowling, there's Topgolf, there's golf courses, there's restaurants and bars. There is a plethora of opportunity for fun and entertainment, and you don't even have to leave the city boundaries. Now, I touched on golf courses earlier, and I've done a video on all the golf courses in Roseville, but the other thing that I love about this area is all of the outdoor stuff that's here. There are over 70 parks in Roseville. There's an expansive trail system. I've done a video on that before too. That basically takes you like a 9-mile stretch from the edge of East Roseville into Central Roseville and kind of a few places in between. There are several other trails that you can get onto, and there's just a lot of outdoor opportunities, dog parks. There's a lot of good opportunities to get outside and again, still stay within the city boundaries. Another thing that I love about Roseville is I can see myself aging very well here. And what I mean by that is I have clients, I have family members that are going into their 70s, 80s, and they are living a great lifestyle here in Roseville. There's several hospitals nearby, there's nearby amenities essentially next to every single neighborhood, and there's just a lot of things to offer. In fact, I did a video about why Roseville is a great place for retirees. So when I think about expanding upon my roots here in Roseville and raising a family, I know that I'll be comfortable here for quite some time. And for me, that's really important. So when I shared all of that information with the client that I was talking to, I shared about the cost of living, I shared about all the amenities, I shared about the outdoor activities, I shared my personal insight on what it looked like to stay here in this city for quite some time. They ultimately decided that out of all of the great options that are nearby, because let's face it, Folsom is a fantastic city and it has some of its pros and cons as well as Roseville. Rocklin is fantastic, and in fact, most of the Rocklin residents rely and benefit from the Roseville amenities. But after going through it all, they decided that Roseville had the best options for them, and we got to work on finding a house for them here in Roseville. So I hope maybe that is your case. If you end up deciding, even though I am Mr. Roseville, if you decide that Rocklin is the city for you, or Loomis is the city for you, or Granite Bay, I serve those communities as well. I can help you decide what is the best place for you, what's the right neighborhood, what is your lifestyle like, and help put a plan together to make that dream home, that dream neighborhood become a reality for you. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my other videos about other neighborhoods and comparisons of cities and stuff like that. And if you want to get straight to looking for homes, in the description somewhere will be a link where you can go search for homes on my website. And then I'll ask you a couple of questions about what it is you're looking for and really set you up for success. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeff Goolsby from the Goolsby Group, and it's been my privilege to share with you a little bit about why I love Roseville.